Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather and this channel is Heather's Book Review. This is a book channel. However, I am currently 14 days postpartum with my son and I wanted to create some pregnancy and labor videos because I really struggled finding specific content throughout my pregnancy and labor journey. And I just figured if I could create some videos with like my own experiences and in hopes of helping at least one person out there, then I definitely wanted to do that. But if you're a reader or maybe you're thinking of getting into reading and you like thrillers and mysteries, that's typically what I review here, along with the occasional hyped up fiction novel. A couple of disclaimers too. You will see an outfit change in this video because I recorded super long videos and then I was editing them and my whole first video, the content was lost, which sucks. So I'm just refilming the first part of this video. And then the second disclaimer is my husband is over yonder and he's playing a game. So if you hear clicking, that is him. But basically, and also third disclaimer, I'm gonna be looking to my left a lot because these are where my notes are. But I would love if you could hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you're notified every time I either post a book video or another one of these pregnancy and labor videos that I'm going to be making. This is the first video in that series and I will put all of the videos with the links in the description below for you. Like I just said, this is the first video in that series. So if you click in it and there's no links, that's simply because I haven't filmed the video yet. But I'm thinking of roughly like 8 to 10 videos that I want to make all together about my pregnancy and labor journey. You can also connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram is at Heather's Book Review. I love to chat with you guys there about books or basically anything. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started with the way beginning of the journey. Now also keep in mind, this is a TMI video. I am holding nothing back. If you're a family member and you're listening to this, you may wanna click off. Love the support, you guys, but this is gonna be TMI, and my family would probably be like, what in the world? So I am gonna start with talking about ovarian cysts. So I got my period at a very young age. I was 11, which I know is extremely young. And then around the age of 14, I discovered that I was having ovarian cysts. So I went to the hospital because I didn't know what the pain was. At the time, I'm a huge worrier, and at the time I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I think my appendix is bursting and like all this stuff. So we went to the hospital and they saw random fluid around one of my ovaries and told me it was most likely a ruptured ovarian cyst. So flash forward to all the other years of my life. I'm now 27 and I still have ovarian cysts. But my OBGYN at the time recommended that I go on birth control to help regulate the cysts, right? Because the whole goal of birth control is that your body thinks that you're pregnant, right? So it would help with not, it basically would help with the cysts not coming, I guess, in the cycle. I don't know the science behind it, but I was like, sure, whatever, because I was tired of the pain. And yeah, if there was something that could help me out there, even if it was birth control, I was like, great, because I needed help. So over the span of my life, I have been hospitalized for ovarian cysts either 3 or 4 times. The symptoms can manifest themselves in many different ways. Some of the symptoms that I wrote down here were like insane bloating, like my stomach would just like expand and I couldn't even suck it in if I tried. Like it was just insane bloating that would last for days. Depending on what ovary the cyst was on, I would get like sharp shooting, stabbing pains like over that ovary. I would sometimes have a lot of discharge, not only with the cyst not having ruptured, but when the cyst ruptures, it's really bad, the amount of discharge that comes out. And then sometimes I would also have tender nipples. So if you're someone that experiences ovarian cysts or maybe thinks that they have ovarian cysts, that's personally what I experienced. I know that there are like a lot of other symptoms out there too, but this is primarily what I experienced. And the reason that I'm telling you about these ovarian cysts and the birth control was because I was so worried that having ovarian cysts, and B, being on birth control for, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 7 and 7, because I'm 27, so 14 years, being on birth control for 14 years, would impact my chances of being pregnant. That was someone at the door. I'm gonna go get that. I was so worried that being on birth control for so long and having these cysts would impact my chances of fertility. Now, I will say I am so grateful because my husband and I were able to conceive our son in just 2 cycles. And I know that that is not the case for a lot of women. And I mean, I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed that we were able to conceive him so quickly. And yeah, I wanted to share this piece with you because every body is different, right? But coming from someone who has anxiety and worries a lot, I was so worried that the cysts and being on the pill for so long would impact my chances of fertility, and they didn't. So I know there are a lot of women out there, especially women who have been on birth control for so long, who do worry if they'll be able to conceive. And I know I'm just one of many women in the world, right? And this is just my experience, but I did just want to share with you that it did not impact me. I'm so grateful for that. And I was so worried about it. So I did just want to share that piece. But now we're going to get chatting about the products that I used when my husband and I did decide that we wanted to start conceiving or trying to conceive. Okay, so now we're gonna get into my actual conceiving journey. The products that I mentioned are not sponsored. They're simply what I used. Same with the apps that I'm gonna be talking about as well. Simply what I used, what worked for me. Any of the products, I will put links in the description for you below in case you're interested. So the first thing that I'm gonna put a still somewhere behind me here are the ovulation strips that I use. So I use the brand called Pregmate. I bought the 50 pack of each. It's a combo pack off of Amazon. And I feel like they're really reasonably priced. Something that you should know about me is I'm like extremely impulsive. So while I only tried for the 2 cycles, during those 2 cycles, I was like insane with testing. And I found my testing to see if I was pregnant, sorry. And I was spending so much money on the first response, early response tests. And I was like, there has to be a cheaper way. Like, I cannot be the only person in the world who is sitting here like, am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? I'm only 8 days post-ovulation, or DPO. Am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? So anyways, I found these on Amazon and I liked the 50 pack because I was like, okay, if we didn't get pregnant cycle 1. So I had, a bunch of leftovers. And what I loved about this combo pack is not only does it come with the ovulation strips, but it comes with pregnancy tests as well. And I was like, okay, great. I can stop spending $20 on a freaking box of first response, early response every single time I get the urge to test. So how did I use this product? Well, first, I recommend getting lined paper. The lines will really help you. I'm gonna put, actually, you know what's so funny? The image that I'm gonna link up either now or sometime in this video, I didn't use lined paper, but I think I remember thinking like, oh, I wish this would be so much easier with lined paper, because what you do is, or this is how I did it. Every morning I would pee into a plastic cup. I just bought like the little clear, like they're like this size plastic cups at our local grocery store. I know some people will use like a plastic cup from home. No shame, no judgment. That kind of just grosses me out. I'd rather use something disposable, but that's just me. So every morning I'd grab a cup, I'd pee into it with my first morning pee, and then I'd stick the ovulation strip in there. I'd let it dry, like, you know, I would just let it dry, and then I would go over to my piece of paper and I would tape it on the paper. By this time, the still should be up for you, so you can go ahead and take a look at it here. And I would tape them all, like I would try to be super diligent of taping all of the strips, like in the same spot, if you will, going down, so I could see the progression of the lines. So that's exactly what I would do. I would test in the morning and I would also test at night. And the reason I was doing that was I was looking for that surge. So the surge just means, and I think it's progesterone. I should have looked this up. Basically, it's testing for the hormone in your body. I'll look it up and I'll link the hormone here above my head. Or not link it, I'll put it here above my head. And these are, oh, is it LH surge? Is it? That sounds familiar to me. Some type of surge you're looking for. And basically what happens is for like a 2 to 3 day span when you're ovulating, the two strips on the ovulation strip will either be the same type of darkness, or that first strip, your testing line will be a little bit darker, which is like what you really want. When that first line is darker than the second, which is like, that just means like, hey, you're having that surge, you're ovulating, you need to get busy. I would write my cycle day based off of the period app that I used. I had been using this app for years. It's called P Tracker, and it literally just tracks your period and tracks your ovulation, and it was pretty spot on. So my app was telling me like, hey, you're gonna ovulate for these 3 days. And I was like, you know what? Let's see how accurate it is, because the strips are definitely gonna tell me when I am ovulating. And actually the app was really spot on. I don't know if that's because I had been using it for years and it got used to my body and my cycles. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty spot on. I do just want to say, do not worry if you haven't been using a period tracker app. There are so many period tracker apps out there. I just really like the P Tracker one that I used. But don't worry if you're sitting here like, oh my God, I don't have months of periods logged, and is it going to know when I'm ovulating? And they're actually pretty spot on. I remember with cycle 2, I stuck with P Tracker, but then I think I downloaded one called Period Tracker or something. And that one was pretty spot on too. And it was the only data it had for me was 1 month. So, anyways, all of those apps they're usually, they can usually try their best to calculate your ovulation and your predicted, period date, but obviously every body is different. And yeah, but I had a lot of luck with the P Tracker. I would also note on my paper, I would put a little heart next to the day if we got busy that day, because I wanted to think and to remember like, hey, these are the days that like, you know, we got busy, and these are the days that I had a surge, or, you know, like it looked a little bit darker or something like that. But once I hit my surge on the ovulation strip, I stopped testing because I knew that I was ovulating, and I knew I would be ovulating for the next 2 to 3 days. And then after that comes the TWW, or the 2-week wait. And I was like, I didn't need to waste any more of the strips, right? Because I was like, the only reason I'm using them is to see when I'm ovulating. And if I know when I'm ovulating, I can just save the rest for the next cycle. So during these 3 days, I knew it was pivotal to have sex. I was reading on the blogs and everything. And they're like, listen, the day before you ovulate, your ovulation day, and the day after are the crucial times to get busy. So I was like, all right, we're doing that. That's what everything says. I know when I'm ovulating because I have the actual data here. And I actually did experience some ovulation pains. If you see me looking to the left here, it's because I'm reading my notes. I wrote down that I had mild cramping around the ovary that was ovulating, and I had some slight bloating as well. So experiencing those ovulation pains also helped confirm like, hey, we should get busy like right now, because my body is telling me that right now I'm ovulating. I know not everyone experiences ovulation pains, but I did. So I'm just sharing with you what I felt in the event that maybe you have felt something like that as well. Then you get to the TWW, or the 2-week wait. I loved, and still love it, the app Baby Center. Baby Center is fantastic because it's literally a forum of all of these women who are also doing the exact same thing you're doing. They're either trying to conceive, or maybe they are pregnant, and then you can join your pregnancy month community group, which is what I did when I found out I was pregnant back in October 2020. And then you just like can connect with all the women on there, and you know, if you're experiencing similar things, you can have some good discussions. But anyways, I was on that app so freaking much. Just like there, you know, people will start little like basically just like chat chains and saying like, okay, who else is doing the 2-week wait? What are you guys experiencing? What are you guys feeling? And I just love that app. I used it all throughout my pregnancy too, and it's fantastic. So that's basically it for my conceiving journey, you guys. I am so blessed that we have our little man in our life. I am so blessed that these Pregmate ovulation strips worked for me and helped me understand when my body was going through ovulation. My next video is going to be all about me finding out I'm pregnant and my 2-week wait experience. So that includes all of my DPO or days post ovulation symptoms, what I experienced before I got that positive pregnancy test. I encourage you to watch this video. I am including all of my personal pictures of like my faint line or my squinter, which is like, just like if you think that there's a second line on your test, but you're not sure and you kind of have to squint your eyes, like all that good stuff. So I encourage you to watch that video too if maybe you're going through the 2-week wait right now when you're watching this, or you anticipate that you're gonna be going through your 2-week wait soon. You can hear all of the symptoms that I experienced, and just like finding out I was pregnant, which was such an amazing day. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I will link all of my pregnancy and labor videos in the description below. This is the first video in the series that I am filming. So if you're watching this like right when I film it, and there are no links in the videos like below, it's because I haven't filmed them yet or I haven't edited them yet. But all of them will be in the description below. So you can see the titles that are coming or the videos that I will be filming, but all of those links will be directly there for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps at least one person out there with their conceiving journey. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you like reading, please check out my channel because I have a lot of book reviews on here. I like to find the 10 best books and record my top 10 books of the year every year. That's like my goal, is to find the 10 best books that I can recommend you guys. Mainly they're thrillers, but I will link my top 10 of 2020 videos somewhere up here if you're interested to see kind of how I rate and review them. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.